Ladies and gentlemen, we have to compare for those who have the same ages. However, one of them end up as the general manager of a certain company. However, the other one was end up as a farmer in a certain cities, right? We have to analyze what are the factors that makes them have a different graduation. However, they have the same ages. In terms of education, what should be done? What is the action that should be done? So these guys who is even at the different ages, they could end up having the same fate, right? We are firmly agree with the given motion today, which is this House would abolish primary and middle school years that group children based on age and instead group them by competency and intelligence. First thing first, let's highlight one thing that we should be more looking forward to, which is primary and middle school year. We believe that this is meaning that is school group children based on ages, meaning that the school have a standardization curriculum and only learn basics for these children, right? Because they have the same ages. They want them to have a same education on their ages, right? However, we wanted to make them grouping in by competency and intelligence, because we believe by what's happening in society now is nowadays, even at the school, we have to know that geniuses are born in society, right? This genius could not be chose to be born as one, but they do exist. So even in terms of competitions, this child who is a very genius, we're about to take control of these competitions, right? Even they could surpass those who are above their age because they were born as a genius. So they have a different competency and intelligence. So even if you wanted to place them in the same place as those who have same age with him, they could not compete with him and probably did not get the same chemistry with him, because either way, he was born as a genius, right? That is why we have to know that there is also exists an acceleration class where even you could jump onto one grade, like from the first year going to the third year, right? Because you have a different competence and intelligence with those in your environment, right? And secondly, which is also we know, like a certain school, like in Japan, they also classified students with their intelligence level. And we have to know that Japan is very advanced in education, right? They classified from a class 1-4, 1-3, 1-2, and 1-1, and those who are in 1-4 is those who have the highest intelligence, right? So we offer you a mechanism. What is the models here? We wanted to first observe the capabilities of these intelligent students, which is from their numbers and those teachers who are capable to teach them, given that they are taught based on intelligence and their competency, right? We would like to observe their numbers. Could have they be enough to make onto one class? And also, if that was to be done, secondly, is we would apply these classified classes with a certain numbers and teachers, and we would abolish the primary school, given that it is not very relevant in the given in our society right now, right? Because given our society is now very progressive, right? Thirdly, then, we would give more investment for this intelligence group, children race, because we believe this is what they lack of. They lack of these facilitations, right, in the primary school like that, and that is why there is more intelligence built on those who have the better facilitations, right? Going to my arguments then, two things I want to talk about is firstly about the accessibility of this motion, and secondly, practically, we believe that this will make a whole new normalization in society, right? Firstly, then, the accessibility of this motion today, we believe that this is highly accessible for all people in all ages. However, we are more especially in the children, right? Living in this era, even though you have a high gap of age with the same intelligence you have, it is highly changing for you that you will respect whoever is for you. So let's say, even if you are teenagers, you will also give respects for those children who have the same intelligence as you are, because given they are in a different age, right? With this different age, you could even experience in one class having those who are classified in the competence and intelligence instead of ages. You could even experience having bros or younger sis in the same class and adapting with them, given you have the same intelligence, right? You will respect them as much as they do, because the main problem in here is how even in your age with different competency in the same class, the different competency but with the same ages, if you are left behind, you will be scared to ask questions to your friend, right? So, preemptive arguments for the opposition who say that children is still a child, so they will have a different chemistry with those who are in a different age with them. Well, this is not exclusive, ladies and gentlemen. In our side, this child have the same intelligence and competence that would help them adapt, right? This intelligence and competency will help them to adapt with those who's probably younger or older than them because they have the same intelligence in the first place, right? So it is highly encouraging them to focus on their study as a personal growth rather than to play with people their age that they don't comfortable with, right? Because they have the different intelligence once more, ladies and gentlemen. So comparatively then, if they have the same class with those who are in the same intelligence as them, they will be more advanced to some exercises. However, even in their side of the house, because they would be with the same age as them but not in the same intelligence with them, if they are left behind, they will be so scared to actually ask a questions to their friend because they say that we have a different level with them, right? Secondly then, practically, this will make people in early ages, the youngest people, probably the child, is not proclaimed or seen in one eye in society, because we know that child is always often seen in one eye in society, right? Given how the society works, if you are just an adolescent kid or kid in general, without questioning on your intelligence, the most common question from the people will ask you about how old are you anyways, like what could possibly a child like you know what is happening in the world, right? Without considering this child competence in the first place, they put judgment based on their age, right? So it will only be seen from their physical thing. However, they did not actually considering the competency of this child in the first place, right? So, if under our side of the house, there will be no judgment, more as you're still a middle schooler, so you can't work just yet, because we know that sometimes an adolescent also needs to work because of their family conditions, right? Be with this age proclaim, they think that child don't know anything about work, right? They proclaim teenagers only know about having fun and so on, when it's not true. So for an example, there will be a different standardization for those child who could work. It will be seen from their intelligence and competency, right? Preemptive arguments, if opposition side bring up how this will be harmful for those in the lower class of the school of this classified competence and intelligence, we say that will be not so harmful, because in our world you are expected to be competitive, right? This kid will pretty much chasing grades so that they could be entitled intelligent and they will be got high grades for a decent work, right? So rather than to be just graduate as an ordinary kid because you have the same age with your friend and you will be graduate anyway, however you did not chasing your grades because there was no intelligence classified in your school, rather than to just be graduate as an ordinary kid who lacks motivation, because it'll be fine as long as they make it to high school, probably better. It'll be better on our side, right? So on our side of the house, we will make you chase lots of motivations for a decent work, given that there will be a different standardization with how our work works, right? So that is why we are firmly agree with the given notion today. Thank you.